Hi friends, I'm Archana from Learning with Play, and today I am back with a new video. It is about number recognition. This is going to be a two-part series. I will be doing number recognition, number sequencing, and missing numbers in the first part. And the second part will have before and after numbers, greater than and less than numbers, and so on. Okay, now this is a most requested video by parents who are homeschooling their kids this year. So I decided to do a quick video on the number recognition activities. Now for the number recognition activities, I have used basic things. Okay, one thing I would like to tell all parents is make learning a fun experience for the kids, simply because kids at this age do not need a paper or a pencil to understand the numbers. Once their concepts are clear, they will easily be able to write, read and do stuff. But for maths, please use manipulatives, whatever manipulatives you have at home, maybe pom-poms, popsicle sticks, blocks, or use utensils from your home. You have spoons, forks, paper cups, or whatever you have available at home. Please use those and try to make learning a fun experience for the kids. Okay, now let me start with the introduction. Why do we have to teach kids number recognition? Now in the first place, when the kids are very small, we start teaching them numbers. We tell them, okay, this is 1, this is 2, this is 3. Okay, at times we even put up posters on our walls so that the kids can look at the numbers and start recognizing the numbers. But to associate the number with a quantity, or what the number actually represents, we need to teach kids the association of numbers with their quantities. Now what do I mean by the number and the quantity? Okay, now what I have done is, this is the first example. I've used popsicle sticks. What I've done is I've stuck a few stickers on the popsicle sticks, and I've written the number of stickers at the back. Okay, I've done it for numbers from 1 to 10. Now once I start, I show this to my child every now and then. Okay, can you count? Okay, this is number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The child will count. You need to count with the child, and please do not get irritated or do not get frustrated if the child does not understand, simply because they are too small. Okay, you might have to repeat it 50 times, you might have to repeat it 100 times, but please be patient with the child. If the child is not getting the concept, it is completely fine. Just keep repeating it, or just give it a break for a day or two and then reintroduce the activity. All right, so this is one activity. Now this is what we associate numbers. Now what I have here is a few number cards. Now these are flashcards. Okay, simple numbers written on the flashcards. Okay, and these are flashcards which have dots with them, so that we can associate the number with the dots. Okay, now what do we do? First, when you introduce the child to say number 1, okay, you show him the flashcard. Say this is number 1, this is number 4. You can do it in a random way. You can do it in say number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, now once you've done that, what you need to do is give the child any kind of manipulator. Suppose we use this cubes. Okay, give the child the cubes, ask them to count the cubes. Okay, so the child will count 1, 2, 3, 4. If the child does not understand, you count it for them. Okay, you count it and you show them, so the child will start associating the number. Suppose this is number 4, you need to show number 4, and then you need to count 1, 2, 3, 4. So the child will start associating the number with its quantity. Child will know that the number 4 here represents 4 blocks. Okay, or maybe 4 pom-poms, or maybe these are 4 stickers. So you count 1, 2, 3, 4. You can keep 2 or 3 manipulatives, and then you can try showing the child counting in different ways. Okay, now for number recognition and association of numbers, you can use 10 frame cards, you can use tally marks, you can use dice, dominoes if you have at home. Okay, all these help the child associate the number with the with the quantity. Okay, so this is one way of doing it. Now Next way of doing it with these flashcards is you can use pom-poms, or you can again use these cubes. Okay, now this is number 6. So you tell the child, you can count up to number 6. So this is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So the child associates the number 6, and you can always use 2 fingers to trace the numbers. Okay, even if these are not tracing cards, you can use tactile cards, or you can cut out sandpaper numbers and you can stick them on cardboards, and you can use those as tactile cards. Or else there are a lot of materials available for making tactile cards, so you can check out the internet and find out making tactile cards. What you need to do is just use your 2 fingers to trace the number 6. Help the child use 2 fingers to trace the numbers or alphabets or whatever they are tracing, because the flow of the fingers will help them understand the numbers. Okay, now to build these numbers, what you can do is you can use a salt tray, where you can use salt, or you can use rava or semolina, that is what it's called, any kind of thin granules. You can use sand, and make the to show this number card to the child. Ask him to trace it in the sand or trace it in the salt tray, so that way they get a sensory experience, and they will be able to even recognize, and it is a good pre-writing activity for the child. Okay, so you can use this. You can use clay and help them make the numbers with clay. Okay, so Play-Doh is what you call it. You can write the number 6 or the numbers 1 to 10 randomly on a piece of paper, and ask the child to do a dot to dot activity. That dot to dot activity is already there on my Facebook page and Insta page. I will link that in the description box below, so that you can see how to do dot to dot using the cotton buds. Okay, and it is a good sensory experience for the child. Okay, now otherwise what you can do is you can use these popsicle sticks. Again, I have used the popsicle sticks. I have written the number 10, and I have used some cloth pins which have numbers also written on them. So if the child will look at the number here, and then his child will try and find out the number on the cloth pins, and then they will try and match. So this is a good fine motor activity. Now for small kids, why don't we prefer paper and pen is because the child at this age requires a lot of sensory inputs. They require a lot of fine motor skills, visual skills, and through these activities we try and develop their skills. Okay, so this will help to build their fine motor skills. So this is one way of doing the activity. Now if you have introduced for the child between 2 to 3 years of age, they will not understand what tally marks are or what dominoes are. So introduce them, but do not do not force it upon them, as in they have to understand the concept. No, they will not understand the concept. A 4 to 5 year child will definitely understand the concept of a domino or a tally mark. So once a child understands or is clear with this concept of, or if they can recognize numbers and they can associate the numbers with their quantities, after that you can move on to the concept of tally marks and dominoes or 10 frames. Okay, so now this is an example of a tally mark. I have drawn tally marks of numbers 17 here. So the child will pick up the number 1 and 7, and he will try making the number 17. Okay, here it is 1 and 7, and they try and make the number 17. So this is how they associate it with the tally marks. Okay, now next thing is sensory baskets. So sensory baskets, these are again fun learning ways. I have used pom-poms here because I had the setup. I had used this in some other video. Okay, now what do? You put random numbers. You put any numbers. If you have number cutouts, you can use those. If you have magnetic numbers, you can use those. I've put magnetic numbers here, and now you can you can randomly ask the child to pull out a number and recognize it. If the child says, you can ask which number is this. So if the child says, okay, this is number 3, okay, can you find out, can you place 3 pom poms next to the number 3? So what the child will do, use the tongs like this, or if you have small tweezers like this, you can ask the child. These will help them for their fine motor skills. So the child will pick up okay, 1, 2 and 3 for the number 3 and place it next to the number 3. So here they are working on their fine motor skills, they are working on their recognition skills, and they are even associating the number with the quantity. Okay, so this is one way of doing the number with the sensory baskets. Okay, you can put anything. If you have any grains, corn or rice or whatever you have, you can make a sensory basket out of it, put in some numbers randomly and ask the child to pull out the number and recognize the number. Okay, or lay the number next to the probably the flashcards. Okay, whatever you have available, use those at to do the activities. Okay, now once the child, now these are basic number recognition activities. Okay, now there are here you can use one more thing. I have a pipe cleaner here and I have some beads. Okay, what you can do is you can ask the child to put, suppose you say you put, can you put 3 beads? Okay, so the child will count 1 is already there inside. The child will put 2 and 3. Okay, so the child has already put 3 beads. So now here also the child is associating the quantity with the number, and this is also a very good fine motor activity for the child. Alright, now moving on to the next numbers. Okay, I have a few things that I will share with you right now, but whatever there is one more activity that comes to my mind right now, is using a slate with a chalk, and you write numbers on the slate with the chalk. Take a brush and water and ask the child to erase out the number. So that way also it is also a very good pre-writing skill, and the child will enjoy doing that activity. Okay, so the child has to simply trace the number on the slate and erase it with the water brush. Okay, now otherwise you can ask the child to make use these snap cubes or Unifix cubes or any kind of blocks you have, and once you give them the number 4 and you ask the child to make a number 4 with these blocks. Okay, so the child will see the blocks and he will try and make the number 4 with these blocks. Okay, so this is also a very good fine motor activity. They are working on their fine motor skills, and they are working on the number recognition skills. So you are achieving a lot of tasks at the same time. Okay, so this is one more activity. Now the next activity is sequencing. Sequencing is the most important activity in math, because once you know sequencing of numbers, it is very easy for you to do sequencing of events. Now sequencing of events is important for your grammar skills, your reading skills and everything. So basically sequencing is a very important activity. So make sure your child knows the sequencing of numbers correctly. It will help them to do a lot of other math or understand other math concepts very easily. Okay, now for sequencing, what you can do is you can use simply the flashcards. Okay, number sequencing, I have a few puzzles, number sequencing puzzles. I will share them in the next video. Okay, and you can use mazes. There are free printables available on the internet, you can search for them. You can do free mazes with the kids. Okay, and otherwise you can use flashcards or any magnetic numbers that you have. Okay, and you can ask the child simply to lay the cards in sequence. Okay, so the child, you can ask the child, is this in the correct sequence? Okay, 4, 5 and 6, are they in the correct sequence? If the child says yes, that means the child has understood the concept. Now what you do is you can replace the cards and you can ask the child to arrange it in a sequence from left to right. Okay, make sure you ask them to arrange it in the left to right format, because that is the format in which we write. Okay, so tell them to arrange it in that format. The child will arrange the flashcards in that format. Okay. Okay, then or else what you can do is you can use cubes again. Now this is number 1, this is number 2, number 3. You can use it like this. You can show them like this and ask them to arrange it if they are not in the right sequence. So once the child is thorough with the sequence activities, only then you move to the next activity, that is the missing numbers activity, because unless they understand the sequence activity, they will not be able to understand what missing numbers are. Okay, so move on to the next concept only once the child is thorough with any concept. Okay, now for missing numbers, again I have used popsicle sticks. I have just written a few random numbers from 1 to 10. Now the child has to recognize which is a missing number here. He can again use the cloth pins and find out and just put the missing number here. Here 3 is missing, so you will put the number 3 here in order. Then you have number 6 also missing, so child will look for the number 6 and then he will place the number 6 here. Okay, this is the way the child can do the missing numbers. The next is again using flashcards. As I have shown you, you just randomly place the flashcards. Okay, after 4 you don't put the flashcards 6, and then you have the number 7 and so on. Here you don't have the number 8. Okay, so there's 5 missing. The child will look for the flashcards, look for the sequence, and then he will place the number 5. Okay, so this is one way of doing the flashcards activity or the missing numbers activity. I have a few clip cards also. The same way as we do this, I have some clip cards in the flashcard format, which I'll be sharing in the next video. Okay, or if you do not have flashcards, you can also use the magnetic letters that you have for the missing numbers. Now this is number 1, this is number 2. Now 3, if the number 3 is missing, the child has to find out the number 3 and place it next to the number 2. Okay, similarly then will be the number 4, the number 5 and the number 6. Okay, so the child will have to lay them out in the sequence. Once they are thorough with the concept of the number sequence, okay, also, and they are associating the numbers with the quantity. So now if you ask the child which is a greater number, okay, now you see, or which has more blocks. Suppose now this is 3 and this is number 1, which has more blocks. So the child will understand 1 has less number of blocks and 3 has more blocks, so 3 is a bigger number. Okay, this is just an introduction. I will be doing more on this video in the next video. Okay, so this is just the number association with the quantity. Now moving on to the next activity. These are a few these are 2 clip wheels, number wheels, that I have found online, and these are free ones. You just have to subscribe to the blog and you get the free printables. Okay, it is from Confessions of a Homeschooler. I will link it in the description box below. You can just download them, laminate and cut them, and these are a few number cloth pins I have made for the number. Now here the child has to count the dots, okay, and then clip it. Now once the child is comfortable or knows how many numbers represent how many dots, they can easily do this activity. Okay, and this is again a fine motor skill activity. It has from numbers 1 to 10 and numbers 11 to 20. Okay, so you can download this for free. I don't know if it is still free, because this is long back I had downloaded when my daughter was small. Okay, so you can just check on their website or check on the blog if it is still free. Now for people who really want one, once the child is comfortable with all the manipulatives and everything, you want to introduce paper and pencil. How do you do that? Okay, there are few activities that you can do. Here on a piece of paper I have written number 5, so the child has to either recognize number 5 and circle it, or the child can, you can use dot markers here, or you can use your manipulatives here. If you want to reuse, you can just laminate the pages and reuse them over and over again. Okay, what the child will do here, either the child will place a manipulative, look at the number 5 and find the number 5 and place a manipulative, or you can use dot stickers. Okay, this is again a fine motor skill activity. Here when you're putting the dots, you can ask the child to use a plucker or use tongs and place the pom-poms on the correct number, or you can give the child the dot stickers and the child can stick the sticker on the right number. Okay, this is one way of doing it. Once the child is comfortable with the numbers, you can move on to the dice representation. Now this is number 4. The child has to represent to find out where is number 4. Okay, so the child will see the number 4, then find out which how many dots represent the number 4. They can place the pom-pom, or again stick the sticker, or you can use a manipulative like a block, and a child can again place the block. These are simple methods of doing an activity. Okay, now for missing numbers, here I have a caterpillar. These all are available as printable forms with me. So in case you wish to buy any printables, you can get in touch with me. Now here you can use magnetic numbers. Again, here you can ask the child to write if the child is comfortable in writing, or the child can represent the number, the missing number, using blocks. Okay, now first here if you see the number 2 is missing, the child can represent number 2 with the blocks. Similarly for 5, the child can represent it with 5 blocks. Okay, so that way the child will learn associating the numbers, and they will get a good grip on their concepts. Okay, so I think that's all for today, and in case you have any doubts regarding any activities, feel free to mention it in the comment section, or feel free to WhatsApp me or message me. Thank you.